Guys, I'm here today with a Blu-ray collection video. I just felt like doing this video. I don't know. It's really late right now, and I was just sitting here and I was just like, you know what? I'm bored. Let's make a video with Blu-rays and stuff. I was actually just watching a live stream, and I don't know. I just had the urge to do this, so why not? And I had to go through the effort of turning all my lights back on. So, you're welcome. So this is actually no particular order. I just sort of pulled them off my shelf. And I'm actually planning on making a DVD collection video also after this one sometime, and it'll have some of like my box sets and everything. And I mean, you probably don't care what I have, but it's just like, why not? But you guys can, you know, see what I like. So not every movie, of course, that I like I own, and there's so many more that I would like to have, but it's not really worth buying. I'd rather just watch it on Netflix or rent it or just do something. So I mean, obviously it's gonna expand, so I might do another one some other time, or I'm really into movies, if you haven't found out yet. So I'm gonna stop rambling and we're just gonna get on to this. Let's go ahead. And some of these movies are not good, so I'm just gonna let you know that not all of these are great, so don't judge me. So first off, here we have Iron Man 3. It's actually it has the 3D version also, but I don't have a 3D Blu-ray player, so that doesn't really make a difference. I watched it recently actually, and it's better than I remember, but it's not like fantastic. Iron Man 3. I'm not gonna rate these because I honestly haven't formulated a rating for this. So here we go with the first one down. Next we have, oh god, you see, like I said, okay, I said that not all of these will be great, which I meant some of these will be horrible. We've got X-Men Origins Wolverine. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I own this, I think. Actually, no, I remember now. Anyway, got it at a pawn shop for about $1, and this was, like 5 years ago, and I've never seen the movie, so I was like, ooh, it's Wolverine, you know, I like Wolverine, so I bought it, and I hated it. Here we go. So, here's Amazing Spider-Man. I've had this one for a very long time, ever since it came out, and, you know, it's a good movie, of course. It's not the best, but I've got a better one that's about to come up, and I mean, I'm sure you've seen this one. It's pretty popular. The second one sucks, of course. Next we have Spider-Man 2. Oh yeah, this one is probably by far the best live-action Spider-Man movie so far. I know we have Homecoming coming up soon, so we'll have to see. But yeah, check this one out if you haven't seen it. If you've been a couple decades late if you haven't seen it. Next we have, I'm sure if you grew up in this time period, you've seen this. It is Risky Business. Classic Tom Cruise. It is not the best movie for families, nor is X-Men Origins. Like, if you like Ferris Bueller, you'll probably like that. I don't know. It's similar in ways. Next we have, this one is a hit or miss for most people. It is American Psycho, a dark comedy. Christian Bale stars in it. I really don't want to talk about this much. It just gives me the creeps. Anyways, but it's American Psycho. Go watch it if you like dark comedies and you are that type of person. Next we have The Silence of the Lambs. To be honest, I don't think I finished this one. I know it's a very popular movie, but I remember falling asleep in the first 20 minutes. I still quote quotes from that movie though, even though I've never seen it, just from the trailers and all that stuff. Anyways, next we have a fantastic movie. It came out in, I think, 2015, and I'm sure everyone's heard of this one. It is Straight Outta Compton. I'm a big fan of like some 90s rap and all that stuff, so I picked it up and I enjoyed it. I actually originally watched it on a free movie site and I never got to finish it, but I knew I liked it anyway, so I bought it. Here we go. Next we have Boys in the Hood.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
So go check it out. It's a really good movie. Next we have, oh wow, this one's really good. This has about a 98% of Rotten Tomatoes, I believe. Hurt Locker. It's on TV all the time. It really puts you on the edge of your seat. So seriously, go watch that movie. If you haven't, you have to. Reservoir Dogs. Now this is a classic Tarantino film. It's really good. It's different from any other movie that I've ever seen. Next we have Kill Bill Volume 2. I haven't seen this in a very long time, and I haven't seen the first one in a long time, so I can't really tell you how I feel about it yet. But I'm gonna have to watch it again soon. And you know, it's Tarantino, so you know, it's got to be good. Even though the first one's better. Ooh, next we have one of my favorite films of all time. I wish I had the Steelbook for it, but it is Scarface. How could you not like this movie? It's everything you want in a movie. The only downside is that it's fairly long, but most people could sit through it because it doesn't really drag on too much. But please watch this one. Watch this movie. I promise you will like it. One of my guilty pleasures, I guess, is Year One. Not really the funniest movie, but I just like the setting, the time setting that it's in, and I like Michael Cera and Jack Black. I mean, you know, it's just a guilty pleasure movie. It's not even really that funny, but it's just one of those movies. Next we have 300, the first one, not the second one, but the first one, the better one. This one's a really good movie if you're into rubbing baby oil on your biceps and you want to go fight things. No, but seriously, it's a good movie. A lot of action. Okay, next we have this. I got this at a pawn shop for $2, and it was the best steal ever. Although it's on Netflix, you know, I found that out after I bought this, but it is Civil War. I'm sure you've seen it. It was in theaters last July, something like that, and you know, it's a good movie. All right, next, here we go. Here's another stack. Look at this stack real quick, and that's not including all the other ones that I just threw on the ground. So we've got this to go through, and these are only my Blu-rays. Next we have this movie I've not seen yet. I just picked it up the other day. It's called Black Swan, and it stars Natalie Portman in it. And there's this movie called Perfect Blue. It was like a mind freak because it was like a psychological thriller, and it got you thinking, and you just wanted to like jump off a roof after you watched it because it was that intense. And so they say it's similar to this, so I want to have that feeling of jumping off a roof again when I watch this movie. Oh, and Mila Kunis and Natalie have a kissing scene, so that's like a bonus, of course. Okay, next we have the Mad Max anthology. So this is a good, very good little set to have. I really enjoyed the first and second movie. The third one's pretty good. You know, of course, it's not the best. And it comes with art cards that look fantastic. I really like the first one the best, I believe. See, the third one's just like the movie. It's meh, because it looks just sort of like the old, you know, cover of the movie. Oh, and it has, of course, the fourth one in it. I forgot. I thought I had it on its standalone, but I remember selling that. It comes with the Fury Road, which is the best out of all of them. Believe it or not, that was the best one of them, in my opinion. And most people's opinions, too. Next, we have this one. This is just, wow. I found this in a pawn shop for $5, and I couldn't resist it. I mean, it is the original 1989 Batman Steelbook. It is, oh my gosh, like the back looks awesome, just everything about it is amazing. So I keep this receipt in here so I can be proud about spending $5 on something so awesome. So yeah. Next we have Skyfall, Daniel Craig. You know, of course it's gonna be a great movie, except for Quantum of Solace. Inspector was pretty good, not the best work, of course. But yeah, Skyfall. This is my dad's personal favorite James Bond movie. I still prefer, I don't prefer, but I still like the older James Bond movies. But these new ones are just, wow, fantastic. Especially Skyfall. This is a very good movie. Next we have a movie that possibly is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, but it's definitely in my top 10. It is Casino Royale, James Bond. This movie is everything you want in an action movie. It wasn't even that expensive. And it's one of the best looking steelbooks I think I've ever seen. Next we have Drive. And I think the reason I like this movie so much is how, I guess, I don't want to say that it's slow, but it feels like it takes its time, you know? And you're just right up next to Ryan Gosling, and you can just smell all the gasoline on his jacket. It's really intense, and it drags you in. So that's what I like about this movie. I hope I didn't make that sound weird. Too late. I want that jacket too. Next we have, of course, John Wick. A great fun action film. What else can I say? I still haven't seen the second one yet, but I'll get on that soon. But yeah, I mean, it's John Wick, of course. And next we have an anime movie. Don't call me a weeb. I know I'm disgraced American culture. But we've got Ghost in the Shell. I know they just remade this movie, and I heard it's pretty good, but it's like, I think the people who've watched the original one like it better because it stays pretty faithful to this, other than them whitewashing the main character, but it doesn't matter. I don't care personally. Look it up, it's a pretty good movie. Next we have one of my top 10 for sure, maybe top 5. I'd like to say top 10 favorite movies of all time is another anime. It is Akira, or Akira, or how, Jesus, I don't know how you say it. It's Akira to me. Oh my god, I can't praise this movie enough. It is fantastic, and you gotta watch this movie. It is, personally, for me, I recommend it. Okay, next we have a triple feature thing. I'm covering this one up because you don't need to see this one. No, but it's Constantine. It's okay. You got Watchmen, director's cut, and V for Vendetta. Next we have, it is Kick-Ass. And I think the reason I like this so much, the fact of an ordinary kid dressing up as a superhero, and it's just, to me, badass. The action's really good. You know, it's based on a comic book also, which I don't know if you knew, but now you do. And the cover is just, oh my gosh. Next we have, oh god, what is, oh yeah, okay, Lego Star Wars, The Padawan Menace. And I personally, I know this sounds weird, but I actually laughed at a bunch of it. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know why. At first I looked at it and I was like, what? I thought this was a game for a second, and so I found out it was the actual Blu-ray thing. But yeah, it's pretty good. You know, if it's just like if you like Star Wars and Legos, and I grew up with all that stuff, so I personally liked it. Next we have one of my favorite comedies of all time, 30 minutes or less. It's great because it has action, comedy, and of course it has Jesse Eisenberg in it, and Aziz Ansari. I mean, oh, and Danny McBride. And Nick Swardson. The cast is great. And this actually has a lot of controversy, but let me go ahead and say, personally, the extended edition sort of saved it for me, and it made me like it a lot better. And I think the only real reason, not the only, but the main reason I like this is because Batman. I mean, seriously, every time he came on the screen, it was amazing. So, it is Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition. That's the only one worth buying, is the Ultimate Edition. If you get the regular one, then you're just wasting your time. You need to watch the extended one. It is way better. It explains things a lot better, and you probably get more Batman in it. Who doesn't want more Batman? Next we have, because I'm a huge Batman fan, Batman and Return of the Caped Crusaders. And this, of course, is, I believe, Adam West's last movie that I know of. He might have already filmed the second one, but I'm not sure. Because, you know, of course he passed away recently. But I would watch some of the Adam West Batman on TV whenever I was sick, or it was like a weekday, because I don't remember it coming on the weekends that much. But this is obviously an animated film, and it came out last year, and if you're a big Batman fan, then I recommend it because it is really, it's just a good time, to be honest. Next we have, but of course, Batman the movie. We're getting into my Batman collection. This is probably the best part of the whole video right here. So we've got the original one with Adam West and Burt Ward, Batman the movie. What else can I say? And I think this next one is by far my favorite animated Batman movie of all time. Not including Mask of the Phantasm, because I haven't seen that movie in so long. But it is getting a Blu-ray release next month, and I'm so excited for that. I'm gonna immediately get that movie and watch it, and then maybe I'll tell you which one I like better. But so far right now, it is, of course, The Dark Knight Returns. Now, this was hard to pick between that and the Red Hood, but I think I just this felt like a more complete story. And the Red Hood is one of my favorite characters. Let me go ahead and throw him in here. I have it. So when it came down to it, I just had to pick The Dark Knight Returns. It just seemed like it was just a better movie, personally. But the Red Hood had the feels. It had the feels at the end, in the beginning.
Why? I'm not talking about killing Penguin or Scarecrow or Dent. I'm talking about him. Just him. And doing it because he took me away from you.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Now, this is definitely one of my top 5 favorite movies right here. I mean, it's The Dark Knight. it might even be in my top 3. Star Wars is my top, like the whole series is my number 1, but this comes so close. This might be number 2. If you haven't seen Dark Knight, then you're doing yourself an injustice. Get what I did there. Hey, I'm a nerd. Shut up. I know. And last, but definitely not least. Definitely not least.
No, 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 no.
Batman Begins. Not as good as The Dark Knight, but it was a great reintroduction to the Batman franchise. So back in like 2000, I believe it was 2005 when this came out. Before then, everyone was used to the Tim Burton one. And you know, once this movie got announced, and obviously I was too young, but everyone was like, oh my god, yes, a new Batman movie. Maybe it won't be ruined like the Joel Schumacher ones. Who was Joel? What were you doing? Alright, that's been my Blu-ray collection video. Post down in the comments which one of those was your favorite movie if you've seen them. And also, if there was any of the Blu-rays that I mentioned in this video that you would like to see, post that in the comments too. And I can tell you more about the movie if you want to watch it. I don't know. So, thanks guys, and I'll see you later. Peace.